magic and dreams are realized when I see Christmas through a child's eyes.
We have said, no, we have, this is completely new.
Yeah.
We have not done anything for the 27th.
Good morning.
So, good morning, people.
Good morning and good night.
As you know, we stuffed up and left stuff behind in Bunbury, and so we couldn't film anything. So we're sort of being a bit naughty and doing a quick sit-down video just because there's no vlog for today. So, good morning, even though it's night time. Maybe we should have said good night, peoples.
Hello,
anyway,
peoples.
hello, peoples. So I was sort of sitting here and I was like, what should we do? And I was looking through a bunch of suggestions, and Luke was like, why don't you do one of those tags? So I was like, what sort of tag have we not done? And Luke was like, parenting tag. So I googled parenting tag and it came up with this controversial parenting tag. And it's specifically the one I clicked on is Navigation to Happiness, the controversial parenting tag. I'll link it below. And it's a blog. But I also noticed another YouTuber from Australia, I'm pretty sure she was one of my Australian YouTubers I follow and watch, has just posted her controversial parenting tag. So I was like, oh, hello, funny that this would pop up. I don't know, I just remember seeing it on my subscriptions, but I haven't watched it yet, so I'm glad for that, because then I felt like we couldn't have done it, because then I would have already heard other people talk about it, you know. But I haven't watched a controversial parenting tag yet, so I'm just going to read the list and let's get started. The flare is trying to... The flare is trying to get in my bucket.
What's the
I
question?
bit my lip earlier, so if I'm not speaking... Shut up! If I'm not speaking clearly, it's because my lips are...
What's the question?
Pro-life or pro-choice? Go.
So,
Basically, pro-life means that unless it's going to affect the mum's, like, unless there's a medical reason why someone can't go through with a pregnancy, like the mum would die if they went through with the pregnancy, then you have to go through with the pregnancy. That's pro-life. You're not destroying a life through an abortion. Pro-choice is the mum should have the choice of whether she wants to abort or keep.
pro-choice.
You're pro-choice?
Yeah.
I think I am too. I personally...
No, you are not.
Pro-choice?
You are definitely pro-life.
No, I'm not.
I think you are.
No, I'm not.
Conversations we've had, you've definitely sounded like you should never get an abortion.
No, I think there are definitely circumstances where abortion is...
No?
Is, like, a suitable course of action.
Okay.
I personally think that, A, you should have consequences, so if you're, you know, doing stuff...
Exhibit A.
Exhibit A. And you get pregnant, you should know that that is your consequence for doing this stuff.
Is that why you wouldn't let me abort Aiden?
What?
I tried to abort
Don't
Aiden.
interrupt stuff. No. My thoughts when I got pregnant, accidentally, were basically... I am sort of... I don't know, it's really hard. I think there should be a choice, but I also think... Claire, what the hell are you doing?
Sorry, this is not the time to laugh.
My thoughts that went through my mind when I had Hayden, I just found out I was pregnant, hadn't decided myself yet whether I was going to keep him or not. That sounds so weird, now he's like this living thing, but anyway. At the time he was just this little cell that was barely, like, tiny, microscopic, didn't really register.
Exist?
Yeah, he didn't exist yet. Basically, I was thinking, if he comes into the world, would he be suffering? And then I thought, if he doesn't come into the world, would he be better off? Does that make sense? Like, there are certain circumstances, like, for example, a rape victim. If her child comes into the world and she's just going to go through constant anxiety seeing a child, remembering such a bad incident, you know what I mean?
Right,
it might be, yeah, it might be better for the child not to come into that world. And certain things like that, like if the child is going to be severely deformed, or the parents can't afford to look after disabled people, stuff like that, where it's like the child is going to be struggling their whole life. Sometimes it might be better that they just don't have to go through that, if that makes sense, and that it's ended early before they can experience stuff. But saying that, if you can afford to have a child, you are capable of bringing up a child, and then you go and get accidentally pregnant, I think you should just have the child. You shouldn't just be going around getting pregnant and then aborting. But then, I don't really know anyone that does that, you know, just aborts carelessly. I'm sure there is, but not many people would just abort carelessly. Anyway, so you're pro-choice completely? I don't know, they're dramatic questions, okay?
There's so many, we can't.
Oh, the next one's baby wearing.
Wearing?
Baby wearing, as in, you know that strap thing, and I carry Hayden in it?
Yeah.
Apparently that's controversial.
No, it's fine, move on.
Yeah, it's fine. It would be fine if he didn't weigh so much. End of story. Circumcision.
No.
No? You gotta speak loud.
No.
Speak!
No!
You're not speaking any louder.
I don't want to wake him.
Shut the door then and speak louder.
No.
Thank you. I did research, and there's like pros and cons for and against. I think if you're gonna do it early.
I feel like there's not enough reasons to.
Yeah, I'm like, if you're gonna do it early. Don't like wait. But why bother?
You gotta put that in.
What?
What I said.
No. Adoption.
Who would possibly be against adoption?
I think they're saying, for example, we had Hayden. If we adopted him out instead of aborting him.
I thought it just means adoption in general. Is adoption okay?
Who the hell's against adoption?
That's what I'm asking.
No, I think it means putting your kid up for adoption.
Oh.
Because it's controversial parenting.
That depends on...
Again, the circumstances.
Yeah.
But saying that, I considered that with Hayden. You were going to abort him. I still wanted to have him.
Yeah, but I wanted to, if we have him, we have him. If we
Yeah, I
don't have
could
him,
never imagine going through pregnancy and like feeling your baby kicking and like maybe... Hold 1 second. Get down. Maybe if you never had any tie to the baby, you could do it, but I just can't imagine going through pregnancy, feeling all these emotions, feeling baby kick, seeing baby on the... I have x-rays in my head. Ultrasounds, and like going through all that and then not having a baby at the end, and like I love this thing so much.
I love you too.
Not you, the one sleeping out there. Love you too, babe. Well, I just can't imagine it, honestly. But at the same time, if someone's willing to go through the pregnancy to give another family that really wants a baby, then good on them. Baby piercing, get off.
No.
No, yeah, I got my ears pierced when I was 6.
I think
poor mum had to get hers re-pierced for me to do it because I was
6,
scared.
You're old enough to understand it's your choice.
Yeah.
No one should be forced to get their ears pierced just because the parent wants it.
Yeah. At the same time, it doesn't hurt for long.
Yeah, I know, but why put someone through that if
they don't want to have earrings? Yeah, but I think the point of getting ears pierced as a baby is once they can decide whether they want them or not, they just take them in or put them in or put them out. Put them in or take them out, and like as a baby the pain is so quick and like not remembering. Yeah, but I understand it, but I also don't.
I don't understand it. Like when they go and then your baby starts screaming, that's on you. No one else made you do that.
What about when they jab you with a vaccine? It's the same pain, it's just a needle.
Yeah, but the earring's not saving its life.
Breastfed or formula? We do both. He does get formula.
When you're not available.
Yeah, well, breastfeeding was hard at the beginning. But I was like super duper determined to get through it. And obviously it's harder for some people and easier for other people. But it was really hard, hey. I especially when I first had him and he would not latch whatsoever, and I kept having to give him extra colostrum, and it was just hectic, and I honestly thought I wouldn't be able to do it, but I'd never even considered not doing it. Like, I just assumed I'd be okay at it, it'd be an instinctual thing, and like everyone had said it's not always instinctual, you do have to learn, but I thought I'd be able to learn, and I did, but it was harder than I thought it would be. For me personally, there was a lot more pressure to bottle feed, formula feed, than there was to breastfeed. I've always had more people telling me to formula feed, but saying that, I just either. I know lots of babies that do well on formula, I know lots that do well on breastfed. My boy does really well on breastfed, but also gets an occasional bottle of formula when I'm not around. So, you?
Breastfed.
Breastfed? Yeah, I think if you can breastfeed, try it and try your best, but you're for breastfed? But you do understand if it doesn't? Yeah. Yeah? Okay. You were just so breastfed.
Yeah.
Did you have thoughts behind that?
Nope.
Nope? Okay. Breast is best because of the antibodies and all that, but if you can't do breast, even if it's just like a once-off thing or a permanent thing, giving your baby can still thrive on formula. It's just you should give breast a go, and you have to consider mum's health as well as baby's health. So, spanking. I am against it.
I'm for it.
I think I don't think it should ever
Spanking.
hitting. What other term are you meant to use?
Walloping.
Walloping. I don't think it should ever reach that point, but saying that, it does because it's parenting. But I don't think I would ever do it.
See what's against it.
It's terrible.
Yeah, but what's the damages or effects of being spanked with a child?
Mental and physical. What was your point?
You were spanked. You weren't spanked as a child. You have some mental issues.
I was spanked as a child.
I was spanked as a child. I have no mental issues.
No, I was spanked.
Okay,
just not by my mum.
I think it helped.
I'm very much against spanking, I've just realised. I didn't think I was. I think there might be occasion... No, I'm against spanking, I've now decided.
Well...
How is taking your anger out on your child
I'm not saying I'm for it, I'm just not against it.
I can do it to him all the time though. No, what I'm saying is when I thought I was semi-okay with spanking, but now that I'm a parent, I've realised I'm against it. I can't imagine... Like, if I was to spank Hayden because he was being bad, he was chucking a tantrum or whatever, it'd be me losing control and hitting him. Or if I was in control, I couldn't just like, in control, hit my kid. You know what I mean? I'd do something else. I'd try something else. I couldn't
Why
just...
do you hit me so much then? I made it sound bad.
You don't count. What? But you know what I mean though. Does that make sense? I feel like if you're spanking your kid, you've lost control for a moment. And that's just your frustration getting out.
But I wasn't really spanked that much. It was more a threat of the spank.
Yeah.
Like mum would get like...
But threat of time out as well.
A wooden spoon or something and be like, I'll count to 3.
Yeah, that's...
1, 2, and then by 2 I was gone.
Co-sleeping.
We can't say against.
Are we talking about Okay, when I say co-sleeping, I mean bed sharing. I always thought co-sleeping meant having the kid in your bed, but now there's this whole extra thing of like co-sleeping being a bassinet beside your bed. To me, that's not co-sleeping. I'm talking about bed sharing when I say co-sleeping.
So you're talking about the kid in the bed?
Kid in the bed.
Can we really be against it?
No.
We do it.
Yeah. Basically, when I was pregnant, I was 100% against it. I said it's dangerous to have your kid in the bed, you should never have... And then I had him, and I got so exhausted that I was falling asleep sitting upright, and then... Feeding him. I was like feeding him, and I'd literally be like struggling to stay awake. And I had to have Luke awake, keeping me awake, and just, I was beyond exhausted. And then we moved to this house, and we had this, our fancy mattress on the floor, and a basket next to it for him to sleep in, which he was sleeping in.
A Moses basket, not
A
just
Moses
a
basket, just not a random basket, a baby sleep basket. And it got to the point where I fed him on his side and I fell asleep and he fell asleep, and I realised that I could sleep whilst feeding him, and I got better. I slept feeding him, and I would wake up and occasionally put him down. Some days were worse and he slept in the bed all day, and he pretty much, I meant all night. We weren't in bed during, well, we were in bed during the day sometimes, but basically bed sharing was the only way I could get through, and I completely understand other parents that do it. I know other parents that were against it and now do it.
That being said, I wouldn't have a baby and just go straight to it.
Yeah, I would never go straight to it. I'd still try. Yeah. But then also when we have our next kid, I'm never going to let myself get to that exhausted state again. Well, you don't know, I have endometriosis.
True.
But yeah, if we whatever, we have our next kid, I'm not letting myself get to that exhausted state, because I think that was the reason I got all my...
Progression.
That was the reason I hit rock bottom, was how tired I was. So I'd jump to bed sharing a lot quicker, but I also wouldn't want to rely on it at the same time. I mean, I get sleep, so. Schooling. Home, private, public, charter.
Private. Public.
Yeah, I'm happy with public. If we were rural, I would be okay with homeschooling, but I don't think you should ever do... No, if we were rural, as in like in the middle of nowhere. I think that's the only reason to homeschool. I think kids need like groups, and like they need to learn how to function in society, and you just can't quite get that if you're homeschooled. It's simple as that. As for public versus private, as for public versus private, I know a lot of private schools and they're not that good and they cost a whole lot more, so why not just do public? If your kid's going to succeed, they will succeed at wherever they are.
One of the chicks that I had in my on-track at uni,
yeah,
she was at a private school and she said it was the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
There was like all these snobby kids, there was like fights everywhere, and then she changed to a public school and it was just so much better. Yeah.
Well, it's like my primary school started as public and then turned to sort of more private. But it was weird, but that's basically what happened, and it was the worst school ever. And then I went to Govo, which was public. No, my primary school. Oh. I went to Govo, which was public, and sure, there were fights, there was people smoking, there were people drunk on the school grounds. That was normal for the area. Yeah, that's normal for high school. And it was worse at the private school just up the road. So, like...
Did you ever drink on school grounds?
You're joking, right?
Yeah.
I didn't drink till I was out of school, babe.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Well, for example, the primary school I went to, I know a girl that was in primary school and got drunk on the primary school grounds.
I never got drunk on school grounds.
Why do you look like you're lying?
I'm not lying.
Stop interrupting the quiet things, because I'll have to edit out. Even though you know I didn't start drinking till I was 18.
You were 18 in high school?
No, baby. You finished high school in September in year 12.
Oh, right. I was 18 in high school.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Anyway, public. I don't even know what charter is. Vaccines. Pro-vaccines. Very, very pro-vaccines. End of story. I understand if there's a medical reason, like severe anaphylaxis, stuff like that, that you can't get a vaccine, or like immunodeficiencies, stuff like that, then don't get the vaccine. But then you have to rely on herd immunity, so everyone else should get the vaccine if there is a vaccine. Our child is getting vaccinated in 2 days. Even though he could have high fever and get febrile convulsions, I'm still vaccinating him because it's better than him dying of meningococcal. Medicating children.
Yeah, it's fine.
I don't think it is as fine as Luke does. I know a lot of parents that like their kids, they're like, oh, my child's teething, and they just give them Panadol consistently for weeks. And I'm like, I don't want to give him Panadol unless he's got a fever And I was a bit iffy about giving him Panadol on Christmas, but I still did it. And that's the first time. It helped. It helped. But then he was also asleep when we got there, so maybe it didn't help and it was just a coincidence.
Maybe, but also helped the other day.
When did it help the other day?
When he was screaming, was it yesterday morning? We gave him Panadol and he got better?
He stopped, remember again, he'd stopped screaming and I was like, now we're going to give him Panadol. Is it going to be a coincidence or not? But like, I don't want to rely on painkillers. I am mostly... Okay, Panadol and painkillers, unnecessary medication I'm a bit iffy on. But if like, he has a bacterial infection, I'm going to give him antibiotics. You know what I mean? But only if it's bacterial, not if it's viral. Because I'm not an idiot. Sorry, these are really tense points for me. And Luke is just tired and wants to go to bed. Do you want to leave? I'll finish on my own. No?
The vlog needs my simple short answers.
Cloth versus disposable diapers.
Disposable.
I
wish...
wish...
go on a massive range, can't you?
Okay, I'll keep it short. I wish we could do cloth. It's just not working for us. He grows way too quick.
And we're lazy and don't
And we're lazy, and he was a difficult baby, okay?
He's
a lot. The recording finished, but he was a lot better than he was. I can get some things done around the house, but before I got nothing done. I could not do anything. There was no way he'd ever have nappies if we were cloth diapers. Nappies, diapers, nappies, diapers. We say nappies in Australia, but I watch so much stuff on American things that I keep saying diapers. Cry it out method. We are against. End of story.
At this age.
At this age, yeah. I don't think they should ever like be forced to... Okay. Yep. At this age.
Shush, keep moving.
Working versus staying at home. I'd love to just stay at home.
Talking about the mum, the dad, the...
I don't know. As long as you have a stable income, whatever works for you.
I mean, it'd be nice if you could work.
I'd love to have a job.
Like it too.
I'd love to stay at home. As long as we have money, but we don't have money, so... Oh, that's it. The end.
Yay!
Yay! Whatever works best for your family.
Alright, now they can watch us sleep.
That's it for the vlog, guys. We have not moved off this couch, but that's because the camera's about to die anyway, so... Bye, people.
It's different to do the bye from the other
yeah,
side.
I know, it's weird.
The camera's normally up there.
The camera's usually sitting on top of here. But if you liked our video, give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos...
Should we count down to New Year's now?
No. Hit subscribe and we'll see you tomorrow. I'm so lost on these vlogs because they're all out of order and wacky, but we'll see you eventually sometime soon, I hope. Goodbye, peoples.